Hello football fans, we're back, we're still here, we're still trying to predict the Premier League table for the season. In this section we'll be looking at places 10 to 6 and I've got some of the most knowledgeable football fans from up and down the country to help me do it.
Paul Machin,
Robbie Lyle,
Jack Reed, Stephen Green,
It's Matt Partland,
Eunice,
Jonathan Wilson,
Nicky Hawkins,
Flav.
If I won £50 million,
50 million, 50 million,
50 mil,
50 million. 50 million.
£50 million, I'd retire.
one big party.
I'll give it to charity, sorry, that's what I meant.
I would ensure Harry Kane never leaves Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay, so we're doing the places 10 to 6 on the Prem Predictor, of course. I pulled out the teams. We're trying to win £50 million. We're going to be playing along Will Hill, 50 mil. I've got my guests in with me. Flav, I want to talk Tottenham Hotspur. Would you mind joining me up here, mate? Where do you think Tottenham are going to be finishing this season?
10 to 6. I was thinking more second or third, but you know, I'll go with a general consensus on this.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah, it's all about dreaming. You've got to be optimistic about these things. I was sitting down doing my predictions and I thought, what's going to make me happy? And seeing Spurs in second was a good moment last night.
A typical deluded Spurs fan.
I like to be optimistic. I like having a happy life. And seeing Tottenham halfway up the league, or full at the top of the league, is the way I want to be.
Second from bottom, is it? Because it could never be second from top.
Realistically, it's about how much, and certainly in these positions, it's about how much you spend, your wage structure, and that's generally how the top six work out. Liverpool and Tottenham, I think, are going to be 5th and 6th. Who finishes where I you know, it could be.
So Spurs, you know, I put them at the top here, I put them at 6 now. If you sell Harry Kane to Man United, there's been murmurings of it for the last few weeks. Where do you reckon they'll finish?
Down there somewhere, probably. He's massively important, certainly because we don't have a striker to replace him. Soldado, he's barely a footballer, and Adebayor, as everyone knows about Adebayor. So, yeah, if we did sell him, I don't think it happened, not in a million years. It would have happened by now. I'm
going to put a shout in now, and there'll be a few people disagree with me on this one, but I think Stoke are going to finish 7th this season.
They've done a lot of really good business. They've got a decent manager, and they've sort of shaken off that horrible hoofball tag that they had.
They are not a long ball side anymore. Mark Hughes has got them playing some decent football. We had a real tough game against them in the first game of the season.
Was it as tough as last year, though?
No, not as tough as last year. I didn't see that game. I was in Berlin on the stag do, so it literally just didn't happen for me.
You're only putting Stoke there because they've done you lot 6-1 last year. I fancy Swansea are a very good team, and it's a very difficult place to go to as well and get a result. And I just feel I'm looking at teams that have been together for a while and are real solid units, and I like Swansea.
This is certainly the hardest section of the league.
Yeah. The middle section's really difficult because I think a lot of teams are going to be just within a few points of each other. Any team that is in mid-table, if they can spend a little bit of money and get a little bit of stability now, even if it's just a couple of years in the Premier League, they can push on for the top half of the table.
Robbie, you want me to take Stoke out?
Yeah.
Swansea in 7th?
No, I'm not having that.
The same way you've thrown Stoke in there, I want to throw Palace in 7th. Okay. And do you tell you why? And why not Stoke? Is because Stoke City have lost their identity as a fan base as well. Now I was there at the weekend, I was at the Britannia. Their fans don't know how to support a team that doesn't launch Rory Delap long throws into the box. Palace have got that. I'm not saying that, but I mean they've got that terrific home support. They've got a manager that they absolutely adore. They've actually started to have some really good players. They've got some really very underrated players again. And I could see Palace smashing their way up there and ended up replacing where Southampton kind of would have been in the table.
Well, I'll put Southampton 7th, Swansea in 8th. And then I'll have Stoke 9th.
Robbie won't know about the impact of Europa League football. Next season you will, but this season, the difficulty of playing that many games, especially if you go on into the later rounds, it really does show. And it showed at Spurs, we got a massive squad, probably bigger than Southampton's and more capable, you'd think. And we struggle with it. I love the competition, I do. I think it's a good competition to be a part of. But it will affect their league position. I think Swansea will finish above Southampton.
Typical deluded Spurs fan.
There's this big thing about having a rivalry. You know, it's important for Tottenham to have Arsenal and Arsenal to have Tottenham. It ain't important. The best thing that could ever happen to see Arsenal go out of business, that would make my...
You know what? I'm going to make the final decision. We'll come back to it later. Southampton going into 11.
Something in the last 2 or 3 years I think has really changed about the Premier League. It used to be you had 6 or 7 teams who were fighting for European spots, and then 13 or 14 who their first thought was, let's not get relegated. And once they hit 40 points, they relaxed and then see what happened. Whereas now I think you've got a very clear middle class who aren't really that worried about relegation.
So the likes of Stoke, Swansea, Southampton, Everton, West Ham, Crystal Palace, they should all be safe in that middle ground.
This is it, we're wrapping it up now. Any final changes, Flav?
Southampton's got.
If that's wrong, then I'm probably put myself in it.
Just lost us on money.
There's a lot of our players who are going under the radar on the wider football scene.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'd love to come up here and be dead bold and all that. But Liverpool on paper should absolutely finish in 5th.
When you've got Jordan Henderson as your captain, you're going to struggle no matter who you are. I think Milner's probably been their best signing, but when you're signing Bogdan and you're signing Danny Ings, are you really pushing for a top 4 spot?
If Man United don't win the title this season, I think they'll go into absolute meltdown. I could see them being the ones to fall out of the top 4.
It's probably a little bit cheeky of Liverpool fans to be so confident about finishing above Spurs.
There's a lot of people outside of Liverpool who don't understand football as well as we do.
Understanding the game is about being realistic, but that's not what's fun about football, is it really? It's being unrealistic. That's where the fun's at. Fun's to be had.
You know the drill by now, mate. We've got 20 teams, we've got 60 seconds. You'll do your Prem Predictor, number 1, Mighty Reds.
Be honest.
Bournemouth. Gone. Sorry, Bournemouth. Stoke are there.
Crystal Palace. Sunderland.
Newcastle. Norwich. Hey. West Ham, they're one of them.
That's cheating.
Aston Villa, he's in massive trouble. Ever slightly in less trouble. Yeah, go ahead. You know what?
Slag.
You know what? Go ahead.
That's too high.
Where's Sam?
Brom, they're in massive trouble.
Sam's in Brixton, he can't even argue. Watford and 15.
Southampton are one of them. Oh God, yeah, City. Go ahead.
And one more, mate. Swansea.
Swansea are that all day long.
There
you go. I literally don't see any point.
You ain't got a bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, which one of them do you want to put in 18th? Come on.
Sorry, Newcastle.
Mate, no. You've probably not a legitimate entry.
In the thing, and you know what? I'm going to be perfectly honest. Pick whatever you want for any of those positions between 7th down to sort of 12th. I think any of those teams can go there. It would be.
Why do they finish there?
Liverpool, because I want.
I want them to. Because I really want them to.
It's borderline impossible to pick 1 to 20, but that's the fun of the competition, isn't it? And that's actually football through and through.
Don't forget to predict your Premier League table by downloading the app from the App Store. It's dead easy for your chance to win £50 million for just £2 entry. Competition closes at 3 p.m. on the 22nd of August 2015. Don't forget to subscribe to the Ball Street channel to catch the next episode of Will Hill 50 Mil.
Nicky Hawkins.
Flav.
If I won £50 million...
50 million?
50 million.
50 mil.
I'd retire.
50 million.
50 million.
Inject a little bit into Everton Football Club, not too much.